0620. Brendan Slaughter is here. Chad Doing is here. The fifth quarter is here. And the Blazers snap a 4-game losing streak with a victory over the Warriors tonight at Chase Center, 127-123. Another big night for Denny Avdia, who continues to ball out of his backside. 26 points and 14 assists. A sensational effort from Avdia, who is tough. He makes good decisions. He knows how to set up his teammates. And I just thought that there were so many, key figures that stepped up to make game-winning plays. So I was really impressed, and I'll start with that. If you're going to have multiple guys out, key players who are not able to contribute because of injury, you've got to have strength in numbers, and the Blazers found that tonight. For example, keep in mind that Jeremy Grant, who's been terrific off the bench all season, now thrust into a starting role. Tonight was his worst game of the year. He did not make a shot, finished with 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He struggled throughout the course of the evening, had 3 turnovers. He did sink 2 massive free throws late after having that situation late in the game against Chicago on Wednesday where he went 1 out of 2 at the foul line. He and Avdia both 1 of 2 late, which allowed Chicago to get back in a position to win that game. So Grant didn't really make his normal contribution. But listen to this. Tamani Kamara, who had struggled throughout the year thus far, scoring-wise, not finding the shooting touch. 20 points, 7 of 11 from the floor. He was 4 of 6 from downtown, also pulled down 7 rebounds. Kamara, Johnny on the spot. Donovan Clingan tonight, monster. 22 points, 10 rebounds, the scoring total of 22 at career high. He was 9 of 14, also had 2 steals. Denny Avdia, their best player, 39 minutes, 26 points, 14 assists, 6 rebounds. He was just awesome. He's exhausted and fatigued with the basketball. He had 6 turnovers, but his workload and what they're asking him to do right now is extreme. Strength in numbers. Sidi Sissoko, 2-way contract in the starting lineup, 23 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 11 shooting, 3 of 7 from downtown. I thought he was awesome. And a steal. Off the bench, one of the biggest surprises of the season thus far, Caleb Love. 26 points, career high. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 of 14 from downtown, and 3 of those coming in the fourth quarter. He was 3 of 6 from 3 in the final 12 minutes. And that's what I'm talking about, strength in numbers. Chris Murray, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Robert Williams III was awesome. His defense was sensational. He played 20 minutes, had 8 points, 11 rebounds, and how many guys can do that in 20 minutes of work? I mean, he was everywhere. His athleticism and length and his willingness to engage, his toughness, was a big-time difference maker in that game. So I just got to tip the cap. Strength in numbers for the Trailblazers. And from the 503, great bounce back from the Bulls loss. There's no question about it. That was a gut check because that game sucked. So you lose that game, and now you know you got to turn around and kick off a 3-game road trip where you're going to stop off in Golden State, Oklahoma City, and Milwaukee. Not the easiest 3-game trip a team can make. And you do that on the heels of that gut punch to Chicago where you go on a 32-7 run, take a 4-point lead late in the game only to blow it. And you're able to digest that, kick off a road trip against a well-rested Warriors club, and you get the job done on the road. This team right now, 4-0 on the year against the Nuggets, Warriors, and Thunder. How crazy is that? So strength in numbers was number 1. Also, the defensive effort, and I had a couple of people text me about this. They really were in the right spot, playing really hard, communicating, and the help defense was good tonight. I mean, it's always hard when you've got to deal with the movement and the way that the Warriors make you defend all 5 spots with the way they pass and the way guys cut. Like, they're a terrific basketball team. But the defensive effort tonight and what they were able to do. Now, Steph Curry did what he does, 38 points, 9 of 17 from 3. He was awesome. But they didn't allow anybody else to really do a lot of damage. 20 points for Jimmy Butler. He was 5 of 15 from the floor. Brandon Pajinski, 20 points, 5 of 9 shooting. He was effective. But there was nobody else outside of Curry who stepped up to deliver body blows. And that's critical. I mean, if Steph Curry's going to do what he does, you can't allow these other guys to take over the game, and they did not tonight. And also, I really loved the Blazers' ball movement tonight. the Trailblazers have done a much better job this year of moving the basketball, getting multiple players involved. They had 32 assists. How often can you say, for this Blazers team over the years, you go into Golden State, the team that leads the NBA in assists, and you out-assist the Warriors, 32 assists on 42 made field goals. I mean, that's perfect. That was team ball at its finest. The defense was there, strength in numbers, and multiple guys stepping up to make game-winning plays, and you had 32 assists. And what I love about this is the one bright side to having a team that has a number of key players out. And I've seen this over the years in the NBA. A lot of times what will happen is when a team's playing without some of their key guys, what happens is that you know that you can't lean on or wait for somebody, that key star player or a couple of star guys, to step up and make plays. So you've got to be willing to lean on each other and trust each other. And other guys know that they've got to step up and take shots. And the other good thing about tonight, too, was Sissoko and Caleb Love. Their willingness to step up and take shots, it opened up the floor and provided better spacing in the offense, which allowed Deni Avdija to do what he does with the basketball in his hands. So I just thought that was really terrific in terms of team ball all the way around. It was spectacular. It's exactly what you want. Telephone number to the fifth quarter is 503-248-0620. Chad Doing with you. Chris Burkhart is off tonight. The Trailblazers kicked off a mini 3-game road trip, and it starts in San Francisco against the Warriors, and they get the win 127-123. You can reach out to me on the text line at 88528. You can call the show at 503-248-0620. And I thought that this game tonight, also the fourth quarter against Chicago, really kind of a microcosm of what this team is about. They're a work in progress, but I know one thing. They're going to play with great energy, great effort, and they're going to play hard. And they're going to play fast. And they make teams uncomfortable. And tonight we saw more of that. And the guys that were on the floor looked really comfortable in their roles, including Sissoko and Love. From the 503, love that great effort. It was rewarded with the win this time, and Deni redeemed himself from the foul line after Wednesday night. And not just Deni, but Jeremy Grant too. Both Grant and Deni were 4 for 4 combined, hitting critical free throws late in the game. Something they did not do in that game against Chicago, which allowed them to get back in a position to win that game. But as we talked about in the NBA, the Blazers are no different. You're going to lose games throughout the season that you should have won, and you're going to find wins in situations where you probably expected the loss. Tonight would be one of those nights. Did not expect a win tonight. Just going to be honest with you. No Drew, no Shaden. Joining the list of guys including Blake Wesley and Matisse Thybulle. No, I did not expect a win tonight, but they got it done. So just really proud of the overall effort, the team ball, the strength in numbers, and seeing the energy in which they played with. And Robert Williams, he doesn't play a lot. They're being very cautious with his body, which is the right thing to do. But, man, when he's on the floor, he's a difference maker. Athleticism, toughness, defense, everything. All right, we'll keep things rolling here on the fifth quarter. Blazers secure a monster win on a Friday night down at Chase Center in San Francisco. 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. You can reach out to me on the Rip City Radio text line at 88528. 88528. We're going to hear from Coach Splitter a little bit later in the show, but it's great to be with you. That was an awesome game. Awesome. So I put this one right up there with the Nuggets game, the first Warriors win when they responded after the opening night loss, and the Oklahoma City comeback. I think the Thunder comeback is my favorite game of the year thus far, but tonight's darn close, and probably a better win considering on when you consider who they didn't have and how they were up against it, and yet they found a way to get it done. And they snapped a 4-game slide. All right, 503-248-0620, text line 88528. Blazers top the Warriors. You've got the fifth quarter on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620.
Love in the drive. Gives it to Williams, who cuts and dunks it in. 5th assist of the night for Caleb Love. The Blazers have 29 assists tonight. 111-105.
All right, 5th quarter, Chad Doing with you. Trailblazers top the Warriors by a score of 127-123, snapping a 4-game losing streak in a bizarre night that saw Caleb Love, Sidi Sissoko, and Donovan Clingan all score career highs as the Blazers able to get the job done. In the key stretch of the game, 3rd quarter, Warriors pushed their lead out to 11, but the Blazers responded with a 10-2 run to keep within striking distance. They were down by 3 going into the 4th, and they opened up the quarter on a sweet 15-5 run, took a 109-102 lead. They never trailed the rest of the way. I mean, the Warriors threatened because of Steph Curry, who was awesome tonight, but they never got over the hump, and the Blazers continued to find different guys to step up and make game-winning plays. I mean, it was just awesome. Now, Travis Demers has just reached out to me, and I got a text on the Rib City Radio text line, 88528, from the 707. The Blazers are still in play for Cup standings, and Travis just reached out and says, if we beat San Antonio, we win Group C, we would be 3-1. Denver would be the only other team who could be 3-1, and head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. So there you go. Portland is in great position. We'll see what they do against the Spurs, but Portland is in prime position right now to advance in Cup play, which is cool. And nobody would have expected that. And that's because no one looked at Group C in the West and thought, hey, I think the Blazers got a chance to come out of that. In fact, Tom Haberstroh just sent me this a tweet that was put out back on Halloween by Bill Simmons. And he put out a picture of Group C in the West, which is Nuggets, Warriors, Rockets, Spurs, Trailblazers. And Simmons said, I'm going to predict Portland doesn't advance. So no one expected the Trailblazers at the beginning of the year to have a chance in Group C play out of the West because of who the competition was, and yet here they are. And that's why you play the games. And when you play with the type of effort and energy the Trailblazers do, you're going to find a way to get the job done. Now, there's another message that came in from the 503 on the Rib City Radio text line, 88528, that says, hire Mike Malone now. Well, I know Mike Malone's out there, and that's a possibility in the future, but keep in mind, Tom Dundon will be the new Trailblazers owner, but he is not officially the Trailblazers owner yet. Therefore, he is not the one in charge making decisions. So just remember that once all of the details are finalized, he will take over, and then Tom Dundon will have the freedom to do what he wants. And we have no indication of what that's going to be. We don't know what type of changes he's going to make, but he'll have the freedom to be able to do that. But right now, he's not in charge, and the Trailblazers are going to move forward with the brain trust that they have. And the great thing is, for what the Blazers have done, and you look back, and it's actually a pretty genius hire by Chauncey Billups, he's the one that went out and brought in Tiago Splitter because he realized that he needed to upgrade and take his assistant staff in a different direction based on where his players were at in their process of development. He wanted to add wrinkles to the offense. He wanted to develop a system that would suit the skills of Scoot Henderson, and so he brought in Splitter. And look at the way they're playing right now. The mid-range is gone. They are attacking the rim, shooting threes, and playing at a very fast pace. And they've got a formula. They know that they're not the best shooting team in the NBA, so they're going to try an offensive rebound. They want to create opportunities with pressure defense, steals, and they want to get up more shots than their opponent. That is the simple formula for how the Trailblazers are operating. Tonight, they got up 88 shots. The Warriors got up 83. Three-point line, Trailblazers got up 45. The Warriors got up 43. They're just playing the averages, knowing that if they get up more shots than their opponent, even if they shoot a lower percentage, based on opportunities, they got a chance to get it done. You can hit me up on the text line at 88528. So this season, I don't really know how you can be frustrated at all as a Blazers fan, outside of the injuries. Like, I'm frustrated about the injuries because I know this team has got a chance to be really good, but we're not seeing them at full strength. Drew Holiday's out right now. He'll be reevaluated in 1 to 2 weeks. Scoot Henderson is still recovering from, the hamstring tear. My guess is, best case scenario, maybe around Christmas time he'll be back. And you're still dealing with the loss of Batiste Thibault and Blake Wesley. So you don't even have your key guys, your main horses, to be able to really run this system and play it the way you want. So their better basketball is ahead of them. But you're seeing some signs of life in terms of what they're trying to do and what they want to accomplish. And I think Tanetha was a perfect example. From the 707, are the Blazers done with Ryan Rupert? He's not getting many minutes even when they are desperate, so they should move on from him. Well, I'm not saying that they're done with him. I just know that there are other guys on the roster aside from Rupert who are better prepared right now to step in and make a contribution. I think what they're intrigued about with Rupert is his defensive abilities, the athleticism, and obviously the freaky length, his long arms, his ability to disrupt. And so, it's kind of a wait and see with him. And now here from the 503, Klingon, Scoot, and Murray, and 2 firsts for Sabonis. Yeah, it's too early to talk about trades. I'm not getting rid of Donovan Klingon, and I'm not getting rid of Scoot because I want to see what those 2 guys have got. I know what Klingon's got. Klingon is a terrific rim protector, an exceptional offensive rebounder, and a guy that's continuing to develop. What a grab that was in the draft a couple years ago. Love Donovan Klingon. And what's great about Donovan is he's one of those guys who is a team player. A lot of guys talk about team and how they'll do anything or whatever it takes to win, but they don't really mean it, right? But Donovan Klingon, when he says it, he means it. Like, he really wants to win. I love his attitude, his approach, and he's a guy you can coach hard because he comes out of UConn. He's used to Bobby Hurley. Is it Bobby? Dan? Who's the Hurley? One of the Hurley guys, Coach Hurley, yelling at him. He's used to being coached hard, so you can coach him hard. He's used to it. He likes that, but he's a team guy. And whatever role you need him to fill, he is going to fill and do that without hesitation because he wants to win. I love that in such a young guy, young professional, but he's got it figured out. As I've always said, if guys would have a better understanding of what they do best to help their team win, they could carve out long careers in the NBA. But a lot of guys either don't know or don't want to know, or they're just focused on what they want to showcase, and a lot of times they'll play themselves out of opportunities, unfortunately. Donovan Klingon's not one of those guys. All right, 503-248-0620. Fifth quarter, Chad doing here. Blazers get a big win over the Warriors, 127-123 at Chase Center. We'll come back on fifth quarter, and when we do, we're going to step into the coach's corner, and we'll hear from Tiago Splitter after a big, big win tonight. And anytime you get a win like this, there's a lot of credit to go around. So we'll hear from Coach. But first, let's go ahead and listen to tonight's shot of the night. And I think there's a lot of love in the air.
Gives it to Kamara. Back to Denny. Takes off, drives, steps through, kicks it to Love. Love for 3. Buries it! Caleb Love on fire tonight. 26 points. He's made 6 threes. Blazers by 5.
awesome feeling after losing so many of those games in the last second, and so good to see them grinding and getting it done at the end. We made the free throws, we got a couple stops. You know, a lot of guys step up. You know, CD, Caleb Love, Danny with 14 assists. A lot of good things. I think Donovan Klinger played awesome game, but you know, second half he was working with Rob, and awesome job by him, just being able to be up and guard the shooters. So we try a lot of things until something stick and work. So a lot of good things from a lot of people.
You mentioned a number of guys, as you should have, but can we talk a little bit more about Caleb and his night? Obviously a career high in 26. Confidence looked high for him.
Yeah, I told him every shot but one was a good shot. The one was a little crazy. But, I mean, this is who he is. He's a scorer, and, was able to knock down shots. But also defensively, he's doing a good job. I told him, if you're going to shoot over there, you got to also be able to guard your man and be, a great defender for us.
You had so many nice things to say about CD pre-game, and we saw most of those things tonight in the game. What did you like most about the way he played?
I mean, CD, honestly, he's doing this the whole summer. He's working hard on everything, not making mistakes, But, again, he played 23 minutes, helped us with a lot of hustle plays, and not take out the shots that he made, but also the hustle plays, the defense, being aware. Again, this is a very good team, very well coached, very hard to guard them, with shooters all over the court. It's not easy.
How big was it to see Tumani have a game like this where all those shots were going in for him?
Yeah, I mean, we talked before the game, right? But tonight he saw his shots going in. Too bad he has those quick fouls there, and I had to sit him and then just wait for whenever Curry was in the court and put him back. But yeah, I mean, whenever guys just playing both sides of the court, it's really good.
Thiago, how important is it to get a full team effort like you got tonight when you're trying to break a losing streak, and also Blazers haven't won in San Francisco since I think it's been like 4 years now too. So to break those streaks, you get a bunch. I believe it's been 4 years. Yes. So how important is it to kind of get everyone on the roster to contribute? Because it seems like that's really what you got tonight, to get off those kind of streaks.
Well, I'm gonna be a little bit repetitive here, but like our goal is to be competitive every game. You might win or lose, but feel really bad when we have those losses by, like in Houston or stuff like that. So we want to compete. We want to have a chance to end the game and end the game with a chance to win the basketball game. So again, effort by everyone. Guys sometimes in short stints coming in and giving everything, like Rupert just got there, played 2 minutes, whatever, but like he was guarding full court and giving everything that he has. So those little things add up. And then, just found a team of like 5 guys at the end of the game that could compete and play against their offense, which is pretty good.
Could you talk just a little bit more about Rob as well? You talked about
123 victory over the Warriors tonight at Chase Center in San Francisco. I just watched the highlights during the comments from Splitter of Caleb Love once again. I mean, the dude was awesome. And I love the fearless nature of a guy on a two-way just stepping in, knowing that he has to be aggressive. I mean, he was fearless in his effort tonight, which is terrific. And I remember talking to Michael Holton earlier tonight, and I said, hey, how do you encourage these guys that are not used to a larger role, who come into the game and they're normally trying to do their dribble hands off to set up their, more veteran teammates like Denny Avdi or Jeremy Grant or whoever. And he's like, hey, you don't have to tell these guys it's a green light. They know the situation, and they're trying to showcase what they can do to earn dollars. So it's not going to be a problem. And I thought Caleb Love tonight was fearless. And a couple of those threes were daggers. And one was a response to a Curry three. He came right back down and fired away. It's like, are you kidding me? I just love seeing young guys getting an opportunity and making the most out of it. I think it's awesome. Like Caleb Love, can you imagine his phone right now? It's probably gone nuclear, just blowing up from all his boys and his family hitting up saying, dude, that was unreal, man. I can't believe you did that against Steph Curry. And Curry was awesome. And I'm sure just like the rest of you, I was waiting for the tidal wave of Steph Curry threes to come, but it never happened. I mean, Steph Curry was awesome tonight, but he did not take over the game. He got his, but no one else stepped up to really make a difference tonight. And that's because the Blazers played sound defense tonight with a patchwork group of guys. Hit me up on the text line at 88528. Love with the Delano Banton Award, a certificate bucket getter. That's what I'm talking about, man. Banton was the same way. Fearless in terms of getting his shots up. From the 503, Caleb Love is Jamal Crawford light. Love that. Also, I think people are just excited about the effort. In terms of the way that they play, how hard they play. I think people enjoy watching it. I do. But that was a big-time win. The Blazers needed that, too, after the gut puncher against Chicago. To come out and get the win to kick off the road trip at Golden State against the Warriors is terrific. And now they're 4-0 on the year against the Warriors, Nuggets, and Thunder. That's a big deal for this group. Learning how to play together, learning how to win, operating in a new system, and getting the job done. I'm just a big fan. Love it. All right, let's hand out some game balls. I'll be joined by Brendan Slaughter for this little activity. All right, Brendan, I'll let you kick this one off. A lot of, candidates tonight, but I'll let you choose your first. Who's going to get your game ball?
Yeah, I could go a couple different ways, Chad. This one was awesome, but I'm going to go with Donovan Clingan, man. He had a big game tonight, and he was just doing work in the paint.
Yeah, there's no question, man. Donovan Clingan's a bad boy. I'm going to go with Caleb Love. 26 points, career high. A couple of dagger threes in the fourth. He was 6 of 14 from downtown. I mean, he had brass balls tonight. Let's just be honest. All those guys did. Like I mentioned earlier to start the show, strength in numbers is one of my key points tonight. So many guys. And they did it on a night when Jeremy Grant played his worst game of the year so far this season. Tamani Kamara broke out of the shooting slump. 7 of 11, 4 of 6 from downtown, 20 points. Donovan Clingan, 22 points, 10 boards, had a couple of steals. They got 26 points, 14 assists, and 6 boards from Avdia coming off the triple-double Wednesday. Sidi Sissoko, a career-high 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Caleb Love, career-high 26, 7 boards, 5 assists, 6 of 14 from 3 of those coming in the fourth. Robert Williams, 20 minutes, 8 boards, 11 rebounds on 4 of 6 shooting, and his defense late in that game in the painted area was awesome. The Blazers tonight, 32 assists. They out-assisted the Warriors at Chase Center, which is unbelievable. And keep in mind, on Wednesday night, they had a 38-10 advantage in second chance points, which I thought was ridiculous. Tonight, the Blazers had a 28-10 advantage in second chance points. They won the battle in the paint, and the Warriors only +2 in fast break points. I mean, all the key categories they needed to have tonight, they got. I'm pretty dang happy about this win. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Very good win. And they needed this, man. I feel bad for this group, losing so many key guys early and then having the gut punch to Chicago. Tough early season schedule, and it's going to be tough all the way up until the end of November. But the Blazers squarely in NBA Cup play now. And let me go ahead and read this to you. If we beat San Antonio, this is from Travis, we will win Group C. We would be 3-1. Denver would be the only other team who could be 3-1, and head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. And there you go. It's that simple. All right, big thanks to all of you tonight. I love you. Great win tonight for the Blazers. Next broadcast will come up on Sunday. Thunder, tip-off at 4 from Oklahoma City. Game day will start at 2 with Chris Burkhardt. And that will be game 2 of the 3-game road trip. They'll finish up in Milwaukee. Your final score tonight, Warriors go down in flames. Blazers get the win 127-123. And 3 players tonight scoring career highs in points in Klingon, Love, and Sissoko. All right, you guys have a good night. Enjoy the college football tomorrow, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. See ya.